Long before the birth of Christ, people lived on Earth, our forefathers known as Celts. They called their wise teachers Druids. Many people who inhabited the Earth then honored the Druids' knowledge of the material and spiritual worlds. The Celts' warriors never bore their weapon in a Druid's presence. In order to attain the initial Druid level, you had to study individually with the great spiritual preceptor, a Druid priest, for 20 years. He who had been initiated was called a Bard. He had a moral right to go among the people and sing, to instill light and truth in people with his song, using his words in order to shape images that healed the soul. Roman legions attacked the Celts. The final battle took place by a river. The Romans saw women with their hair loose walking among the Celtic warriors. The Roman military leaders knew that when those women walked among them, they had to outnumber the Celts sixfold in order to defeat them. Neither those Roman military leaders nor present-day historians have been able to figure out why this is so, but they knew it had something to do with those unarmed women with loosened hair. The Romans advanced a host outnumbering the Celts ninefold. Backed up to the river, the last family of Celts were perishing. They stood in a semicircle, and behind their backs a young woman was nursing a tiny baby girl and singing. The young mother was singing a light and not sad song, so that fear and sorrow would not settle in the little girl's soul, and so that she would have images of light. When the little girl broke away from her mother, their gazes would meet, and the woman would break off her song and each time tenderly calling the little girl Barda. There was no more defending semicircle. A bloodied young bard holding a sword stood on the path between the Roman legionaries and the nursing woman. He turned to the woman, their eyes met, and they smiled at each other. The wounded bard was able to hold off the Romans until the woman had descended to the river, placing the tiny girl in a boat, and pushed the boat from the shore. With his last effort of will, the bloody bard threw his sword at the young woman's feet. She raised the sword and she fought the legionaries on the narrow path for 4 hours straight, not letting them through to the river. As the legionaries tired, they spelled each other on the path. The Roman military leaders watched in silent astonishment, but could not understand why strong and experienced soldiers were unable to so much as scratch the woman's body. She battled for 4 hours, then she burned up. Her lungs dried out from dehydration, for she hadn't had as much as a drop of water, and blood spewed from her beautiful cracked lips. Slowly dropping to her knees and falling, she was able to send one more faint smile after the boat carrying Barda, the little singer of the future, downstream. The word and the word's image she saved have been carried down through the millennia to us today. The human essence is not only in the flesh, and measurably greater and more significant are invisible feelings and aspirations, and sensations are only partly reflected in what is material, as in a mirror. Little Barda became a young woman, then a woman and mother. She lived on Earth and sang. Her songs give people only light emotions, and like an all-healing ray, they help disperse the soul's gloom. Many mundane hardships and deprivations sought to extinguish the source of this ray. Invisible dark forces tried to break through to it, but they could not overcome the sole obstacle, those standing on their path. The bard's bloodied body sent into eternity a smile from the light of his soul, reflecting the light of the invisible human essence. The lungs of the young mother holding the sword burned up, and blood spewed from the cracks in her lips that had received the bard's smile. Vladimir, believe me now. Hear the ringing of the bard's invisible sword deflecting the onslaught of that which is malicious and dark on the path of his descendants' souls.